Welcome to Dead Man Talking. Tonight's story will welcome back our brother from another mother, a Mr. JGrupe, from over on Reddit, No Sleep. And JGrupe's actually got a couple of stories that are available over on Amazon. I'll leave the links to those in the description box below. And as ever, please do let us know what you thought down below in the comments box. Please do like and share. Well, it really does help build the channel and our community further. And why not hashtag TeamFEAR and DMT's Cryptid crew. And so, with that aside, let's get into tonight's story, entitled The Deadly Dangers of Do-It-Yourself Space Travel. Let's get straight into that. As I sat in the pilot's seat, strapped in and ready for launch, I thought about what people would say when they heard what I was doing. Do-it-yourself space travel isn't something you see every day, after all. Well, maybe you heard of the stuntman/amateur rocket scientist who made his own spaceship and piloted it into the sky to prove Earth was flat. Or there was a Rolling Stone article written about it. Most people who think that Earth is flat aren't capable of building their own rocket ship, and they definitely don't have the guts to fly it for themselves. But then again, I'm not most people. Now, this new craft was much more sophisticated than the previous model. The company responsible for building it was one of several who built prototypes for the government contract to resupply the space station, before SpaceX won the bid. They lost, but secretly built a working spaceship anyways. And after it was complete, they called me, the famous Flat Earth space pilot, to be the one and only passenger on the inaugural flight. They said they believed my theories and wanted to help me prove the truth to everyone. The ship will be outfitted with high-tech sensors and recording equipment to prove to all the doubters the truth about the shape of the Earth. And like any intelligent person knows, it's a giant disc floating in space that looks like a large blue vinyl record. And I was about to prove it. The equivalent force of a couple of thousand tons of TNT was strapped to the back of the ship, and as the countdown completed, I felt it ignite. The kick of it was like a shotgun blast in my ass. My body grew heavier and heavier as I was forced back into my seat, my face flattened by the G-forces. The ship shook violently as I was thrown from side to side, my teeth rattling in their sockets as I exited the atmosphere. Stars could be seen coming into focus despite the time of day, and I realized I was in space. Base Command started to say something along the lines of "Congratulations," when the communication system went dead. One bank of monitors went blank, and yet still, I felt the G-forces propelling me further into space. At a certain point, I realized we had grossly overestimated the amount of rocket fuel we needed to reach orbit. The spacecraft was exiting the vicinity of Earth at a velocity that terrified me. I reached out to hit the button to abort the engines, and smashing the red button with my palm, it did nothing. I hit it again, and the cheap red piece of plastic fell off, rolling away across the floor. The ship continued its trajectory, blasting off towards the stars. I watched out my window as the world grew smaller and receded into the distance so rapidly it was difficult to see its shape. The radio stayed dead and silent as I tried to find some other way to stop the ship from continuing to burn its thrusters. And finally, I felt the engines die as the fuel ran out. But by then, it was too late. The ship was zooming steadily away from Earth, the planet's gravity no longer acting on it sufficiently to slow it down. I screamed into the radio transmitter, hoping someone would answer, to help me turn the ship around. But there was no response, only static. And flying out towards the stars, I began to hyperventilate. Earth was getting further and further away with each passing second, and I had no way of getting home. I pictured myself floating lazily through the galaxy forever, steadily gaining speed and zooming faster and faster past stars and spiraling disc-shaped planets, never stopping, only gaining speed and cruising with increasing velocity. And just as I felt as if I might pass out from the anxiety and panic that I was feeling, I saw something up ahead. In the midst of all the stars, a hole of pure blackness opened up. It spread wider and revealed a chasm that grew and grew until it enveloped the entire spacecraft. And once inside, I couldn't see anything. All was darkness. Even the chair I had been sitting in was gone. It was like I was floating in a pure black void. Terrified, I called out for help.
Analyzing.
A robotic-sounding voice came from all around me.
Congratulations.
A loud chime sounded, resembling the noise from a game show when someone wins a prize. We have been observing your progress for some time now, and we are very pleased with what we are seeing. It was the only way the aliens could communicate in our language, I guessed. Maybe they used some other way of talking, through smells or tastes, like insects with pheromones. One last test needed to be passed before we could accept you into the Intergalactic Federal of Planets. And you've done it. You've successfully traveled beyond the orbit of your planet's moon, and were the first of your kind to do so. What do you have to say for yourself? You must be an extremely intelligent primate for you to be capable of such feats. Thanks. I've been told that a few times, but it's nice to hear it from you guys. Would you like us to ask any questions? Anything at all? We have all of the knowledge in the universe at our disposal. This is not a test. We only wish to help your species succeed and thrive, to continue to do great things. Well, I thought about this for a few moments before deciding I had to ask the one question on my mind. These beings were clearly super intelligent, all-knowing and all-powerful. Everything I did was being recorded, so this would prove it once and for all, beyond any doubt. Can you please explain to the people of Earth that our world is flat and pancake-shaped? I asked. I keep trying to tell them, but they won't believe me. And a voice which sounded like Casey Kasem said nothing for a few long moments, and then made a loud, exasperated sigh. Shit. Well, pack it up. This one's a dud. Let's move on to the next galaxy.
Are you sure? Maybe we can just eat him instead.
Oh, now there's an idea. I like that. Waste not, want not, as these ones like to say. Eyes appeared out of the darkness. Hundreds and hundreds of eyes, attached to black, oily-looking spider creatures who were 10 times larger than I. They began reaching out towards me with their long, hairy appendages, my heart pounding fast with fear, and I screamed. The 2 giant spiders began to rub their bristle-covered arms all over me, as if inspecting me. He certainly doesn't smell very appetizing.
No, he doesn't, does he?
The eyes looked away from me, towards each other. Then they began to move away, back into the darkness. The overall blackness receded, and I found myself sliding backwards out of the round portal, my trajectory taking me straight down towards Earth again. It had felt as if the ship had disintegrated around me when I had been with the creatures a moment before, as if it had vanished from reality. But now it was back again and shaking all around me as it accelerated. And as the blue planet came into focus, I was too distracted by what I'd just seen to really take in the curvature of the Earth, or lack thereof. I was just overjoyed to be alive. And suddenly the front of the ship burst into flame as I re-entered the atmosphere, and the communications array lit up again, miraculously, and I heard confused voices speaking in my ears.
Is that him? How the hell did he get back here? I thought we blasted the son of a bitch off into the sun.
Base Command, this is Eagle 1. I'm coming in hot. Mission accomplished and then some. I took some sweet pics up here, and even met some aliens. You guys aren't gonna believe it. I landed safely and in secret, unbeknownst to the general public. The whole operation didn't exactly go as planned, but I couldn't be more pleased with the results. Except, there is one thing that has changed since my encounter with the space spiders. All those places where the giant black alien spiders touched me, they don't look quite right. First there were little pinpoint wounds that bled occasionally. Then they started to seep white and yellow gunk, getting red and itchy. But now it's getting even stranger. The wounds are getting furry, and with little balls of white cotton candy fuzz growing from within, bulging and swelling inside my flesh, like those little spider egg nests you see sometimes, hanging from the corners of your ceiling. I am more than a little scared of what might be growing inside, and how big they're gonna get. Wow. Certainly another one. Wow. What an intergalactic, far-out story that was, and from the incredible mind of our good friend, JGrupe, from over on Reddit No Sleep. Big thank you, Jay, for once again allowing me to narrate your incredible work on the show. Of course, as ever, I hope you enjoyed this rendition, and I look forward to more of your work in the future. Well, guys and girls, as ever, you know the drill. Please do let us know what you thought down below in the comments box. Please do like and share. It really does help build the channel and our community further. And why not hashtag TeamFEAR and DMT's Cryptid Crew. Now, if you're an aspiring writer or would just like to have a crack at things, like myself, then please do get in touch with me at the contact email, which is, as on screen, contactthedeadone@gmail.com. And I really look forward to hearing from you. Hope you all had a fantastic week at work or school, or perhaps you're a long-distance driver. Whatever it is that you do, I hope you enjoy it and make the most of the incredible weather, with good food and even better company. But above all, guys, remember, be safe, not sorry. It was the only way that aliens could communicate and to continue to do great things. I don't know if I should just read it or do that. We have been observing your progress for some time now. No.
We have been observing your progress for some time now.
It doesn't work with the nose either. The ship continued its trajectory.
Analyzing.
Analyzing.